Greetings, everyone. Welcome. I asked chat, and Forgotten Realms took the voting today, as did Best of One, so I'm in for it. Gonna dive into this core set-ish format. I think it's delivered overall. A little imbalance on the red-black power level, but I think if you tweak that, it would be way up there on my appreciation for core set draft experience. It really delivered on the flavor. I'm not even a big D&D guy, but it worked for me. I would have been very nervous about both the die rolling mechanic and the dungeon mechanic, and both of them really worked out. I mean, I didn't have to do this in paper at all, but using the D20 roll, mostly like a slightly weighted coin flip, kept it clean and elegant. I liked that they didn't use a bunch of ones as a critical fail. I think the upside, all upside is a thing for Magic. You know, downside on cards must be done very deliberately. And if you populated your entire D20 die rolling mechanic with a bunch of 5% critical fails, it would have felt really bad. So I liked it. I liked how they rolled that out. I honestly would have been pushing back against the dungeon mechanic as it was conceived. Maybe once I played it, I would have realized, oh no, this is you pulled it off. This is good. But boy, it sure seems like a complicated thing to do this dungeon thing with players. And it is a thing to learn, but once you learn it, it really supports the format in an interesting way. And I really like how it's like, where it's an investment strategy. Which of these dungeons do you want to invest in? Anyway, I'm kind of waxing sunset showish here as we're closing in on the end of our regularly scheduled Forgotten Realms drafting. Thank you, White Velvet. It's reminding me that I turned my personal volume up for movie watching last night. A little loud in my ears. There we go. Thanks for that sub. Anyway, and just so, yeah, we are kind of reaching the end of this format. Innistrad spoilers are coming in, and I'm just kind of thinking through, well, where did we land on this format? And taken as a core set, I think they did a great job, and I appreciate it. If you appreciate great jobs, you're going to want to check out my sponsor, Card Kingdom, because they do a great job on basically everything they put their minds to and their time to. Mostly, they sell you magical cards at reasonable costs. They have the best buy list out there. And if you're looking for cardboard, please remember that if you use my affiliate links with them, they know you got there from here, and it helps keep me on the air. Thank you so much for those of you who do that. AFR. Premiere. Oh, and also, I restarted my system and everything. I've been having some chugging issues, but I am keeping up a task manager to keep an eye on my CPU usage and everything. Right now it looks good, but if anything starts to go sideways in terms of stuttering, sound quality, stream quality, let me know. Well. We've got a skeletal swarming we're going to start with. Doesn't mean we're green-black. Very, very splashable here. Also, beatable. It's a powerhouse card, but I have managed to race it a few times lately. It does take a few turns to really get that oomph, and so it's beatable, but not if you give it too much time. We're going to take that though to start. What do we want to see on the wheel? Boy, if the table wants to give me a Plundar, that would be excellent. It's funny. I think of this as a red-black card. Make some treasure and make this the top end of your red-black deck. We could end up just actually being, green-white and splashing it in green-white for all that possibility. I'm just thinking of ahead to wheeling, though, and a Hexblade, a Singer, a Barbarian, or a Demon Fang. I don't think we'll wheel a Demon Fang. Would all be excellent wheels, but not holding my breath. We'll see what we get. And Temple, Red Dragon. Not really a great pack. What's the best card here? Might be the Containment on that white-green Splash Skeletal Swarming plan. Really not sure I want to go Containment second pick here. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the Wilds and the Red Dragon. I'm going to take the Red Dragon as a standout. You know, it's not even a priority, really. You can get any 6-drop you want, but it is kind of the best card here. All right. Interesting. Looks like this is going to be a black pick. We can take a Fangblade for repeated Dungeoneering. Drop for some removal that's medium unless you're really doing the dungeon completion thing. Dungeon Crawler, just getting on the board with a zombie here. I like a 1-mana 2-drop. Yeah, skeleton is a skeleton, but we'll get that on the wheel, maybe. For me, it's about whether we want a 3-drop Fangblade or just a 1-drop Crawler. Yeah, my heuristic is to lean cheaper, but Fangblade does enough that we're going to take it. There's a Dungeon Crawler to take this time. Celestial Unicorns going around shows that, you know, I could have definitely banked towards the green-white side of things here, but I like where this is headed. Maybe wheel a Feign Death. Feign Death in a Red Dragon deck can be very fun if you have that open. I've made a 5/5 Red Dragon that dealt its 8th face damage. This Druid is too tough to cast. I barely even see this thing. I've played it in a monstrously heavy green deck, but I don't really like it because of the difficulty in casting it. Here, a Deadly Dispute's going to be fine. Over a Choose Your Weapon. Not seeing really much red here. Could just be straight green-black. Heck, could be black-white Splash Skeletal Swarming even, especially if we get into the Dungeoneering side of things. Black-white likes to do that a lot, but Deadly Dispute works in just about everything black. All right, so super interesting sitch. We can take Price of Loyalty and just try to lean into the dragon and the red-black. We could take Herd Gorger and just George it up with another 6-drop. Containment for a first white card. But I really think it's Georgie or Price. And with a 6-drop in the pile already, and red-black being the best pair, I'm going to take the Price. But I'm worried. We haven't seen a lot of good red, so we still might bail on this red plan. Horde Robber here, though, also seeing the containments going around, and the Planar Ally definitely is suggestive of black-white being a potential direction here. But Horde Robber, the one thing we definitely are is black, so I'm taking the Horde Robber. But we got to figure out where we're going besides that. So here's a Pegasus that could be interesting. Peggy or Ally. Don't like the Javelineer. Don't like the Earth Cult Elemental when we already have a dragon. So I'm going to grab a first white card here. And I will take the Pegasus. Weapon's not bad, but I'm only looking to just splash the Swarming, so the weapon drops off for me because of that. The Singer came back around. That's a good sign, really. Longbow, I don't really see. I don't think it's a card I want to play ever. Evolving Wilds could help with the Swarming Splash. Champ is somewhat signally in that we could take it and really figure that black-white is a path that's open, but Evolving Wilds is going to help this deck no matter what if we want to splash this Swarming, so I'm going to do that. But now I got to take this Unicorn over like the Thieves' Tools, because if a Unicorn's going that late, we just may do the black-white thing. Not that Unicorn is great in black-white, but you still gain some life here and there. Herbalist is the unplayable over the Devour Intellect unplayable. Half-Elf Monk, not good, but if you don't have interaction and you're playing white, you're going to run it. But now what? What are we doing? Owlbear, but we only have the one green card right now. Portable Hole. Is there... Yeah, you take like a Shambling Ghast, knowing that we're for sure black. I think War Furnace has the 3. Barbarian, Ghast, or Hole. Ghast is going to be the... Again, we know we're playing it. We know we're playing this. I don't even know if we're white yet. And this is not amazing. So I'm taking the Ghast. But didn't love the pick. Now we're looking at Hobgoblin, Hexblade, but we got a Skullport Merchant. That seems fine. We're going to grab that. We know we're black. We're playing it in any black deck. Treasure for the Swarming. Merchant sacrificing skeletons seems like game. Had a scare last night with my dumb dog. Love my dumb dog. But dumb dog, we have a big backyard and a dog door. Went out late and decided to tangle with the neighborhood raccoon. Twice rocket size. It's a terrifying sound to hear your dog in the backyard howling with fear, anxiety, and pain. Yeah, we're going to take Zombie Ogre and hopefully get the Skeletal Swarming Zombie Ogre combo going. Skullport Merchant, Skeletal Swarming, Zombie Ogre. Sounds good. Anyway, yeah. Thank goodness Clara was here because I couldn't see anything. And Clara was able to see Rocket in combat with a raccoon. Raccoon latched on, has bitten Rocket and like holding on to his nose. It was so scary. Manticore, again with swarming tokens heading in. We could do that. Reversal and Elemental, with Red Dragon already in the pile, I just don't want to prioritize a 6. And Manticore actually does do some stuff here with what we've got going on. I'm going to take it. Another 6 that we could take, but I like a Hexblade here over the discard spell or the 6. He actually has a, well, he's vaccinated against rabies, so he's had his rabies shot. And he happened to have a vet appointment for Saturday anyway, so we're going to keep an eye on him and then take him in on Saturday for his already scheduled appointment. So red-black completely dried up here. I can take a Feign Death, and you know I like it, but we already have one, and I rarely play 2. It's like a 0-1 card. Rocket is fine. He took a injury to his nose. I'm gonna take this because it's, I don't know, whatever. He had a cut on his nose, but other than that, he's hanging tough. All right, maybe Delver's Torch here. There's also the Underdark. Feels a little late to get into heavy green. Yeah, Rapier's just I like Rapier on the Horde Robber, but I'm going to take... We might be... we could end up green here. I mean, white here. Devoted Paladin could potentially help with that. Probably just a Clutches, though. I don't love this card, but it's playable. You get their last 2 cards, you're happy. I always seem to call this card. Like, whenever it would be super devastating, I'm like, oh, yeah, they'd really get me with Clutches. And then they, of course, immediately have Clutches. Paladin is a reasonable top end as well. If we end up white, this Underdark back-to-back makes me think, boy, I should have just been green. And maybe it's not too late, but I like the Paladin there. Hexblade, fine. Null Camp if we do end up... I don't think we're ever playing that. I'm going to take Vault Progress. And, boy, could have argued for Vault Progress there as well, but there's a part of me that thinks we could randomly end up in green. Look at this green. I mean, green's wide open, that's for sure. And we're put to a test since the black here is just garbage. Just garbage black with a zombie ogre first pick. We already have kind of the one that we want. So now we are on, yeah, where are we? Are we white or are we red? I guess our red is actually pretty weak. So let's take the dragon. I'm with you. But I'm feeling like it doesn't make it playable. I think it's still not playable. That's the problem with it. Even with dragons, you're not happy to play that card. All right, for white dragon... You take a priest. We could splash the price. We'll see if we want to. We're already splashing the swarming, though, so it depends on how much treasure we think we're going to make. Wheeling a horde robber or a ghoul would be nice here, but I think I'm on the... We're not even that heavy at 3. We have a unicorn we wouldn't mind giving some life to, so I'm going to take the priest. Ranger class is... I guess we got to take it and try to splash that. Since we're doing the swarming anyway, that's worth playing a forest for. And then treasure plus forest for Ranger's class is worth it. Well, we knew green was wide open. How maybe it's switched to green wide open. I'm going to take another horde robber here over like a price. And we'll grab some removal containment form. I don't know, black's been decently delivering here. Maybe it's not as open as I'd like, but I don't really regret being in black. Talisman's fine pickup here. Owlbear. Clearly green was the seat though, right? I mean... If I could go back, I would just marry the green. I can go spawn. I shouldn't take that. I could take a rally maneuver. I'm gonna take... I tried to take rally maneuver. I think I missed and took the spawn, but rally maneuver was been an interesting pick there as well. Third horde robber. You can get a little too many of them. If you overload on them, they can stop delivering what you want, but I'm still going to take a third here. Well, now it's decision time, because we could try and play the green. Well, I took it probably unwisely. We'll take a ghoul here. The draft was weird. And now we got a price that comes all the way back. And a ranger. I guess I take the price and we consider splashing them. Definitely feels white, black, green was the place to be, which is funny. Not playing the Death Toucher. Probably not playing this Torch or the Monk, although we're not super heavy on interaction. I mean, we could just cut the white and take a look at the green. If we just brought in our playable green, it's a deck. Splash white for what? Containment? I mean, honestly, this is probably it. I don't think white's giving us containment, which we could splash based on just treasure alone. Interesting draft. We could splash the prices. We do have a ghoul and a deadly dispute and a merchant. So we got 3 sack outlets. You can do something like that over a clutches. We got 17. We don't need to increase creature count, I don't think. The price splash is interesting to me. Yeah, Mama, you can get some news here. We'll put those on right now. Kaya leaves. We don't need price. I'm just trying to get maximum power, but maybe stretching the mana isn't worth it. Not loving our options even in green. Like these Sylvan Shepherds aren't really doing anything except, you know, we're just trying to fill out marginal bottom end. You could cut the Feign Death. Yeah, I was looking at these. Maybe I'll start with, let's get aggressive with it and leave even 1 mountain. 7, 13, 14, 15, and then 8. This is best of 1. We could make it a 16er. And this looks okay for that. 17-7. Is this worth running over what? Over a shepherd? I still think I have a hard time making this work the way I want. Although, again, yeah, with the skellies, maybe it's good. This is a possibility. Maybe over 1 shepherd. We can split the difference since the shepherds aren't doing anything super amazing. And we do have a pretty deep hole at 4. Yeah, don't love it, but don't love this either. So I'll split that difference there. And then we are going to try splashing the prices. And the price of... I feel like every time I use price, I make a price joke. No price jokes this time. How about our triple hoard robber? So, Hoarders. That'll do. 8 swamps, 1 mountain, 6 forests. Yeah, gem them out. That wouldn't be spoilery at all. All right. Ouroboros, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. That wasn't a name suggestion. There you go. Not Bant. All right. Well, let's see how this runs. What a weird draft. Tell me how good you think this is. All right, on the play with the Horde Robber and a Ghast. I like that a lot. Gonna open on Ghast Robber and find a way to slot in the Evolving Wilds later. Lot on the 3-4 range, that seems fair. Yeah. No 2-drop. All right. Well, you can have that 2-drop. So we're going to swing in. We make treasure. Could use the treasure now to drop a 3-drop. Could also just Evolving Wilds and make a dungeon crawler and save the treasure. But I like making a tough to block 3-drop. I'm going to go with Fangblade. And we're going to get our mountain before I forget. Innkeeper, not a great play against this particular board, but Moondancer, a nice follow. That's going to be much better. And our lack of interaction immediately becoming apparent here. So now send in Fangblade, though, and we'll connect and at least get to start setting up the top of our deck. No, I haven't received that yet. Expecting him soon, though. Do we want that? Probably, since then if we draw our price, we have a way out. And can't really 2-spell next turn off of it, but we can... Maybe we just want more land. Want more mana, or is that acceptable? I mean, it also sacrifices the Shambling Ghast to take out the Innkeeper. So I think we actually want it for that. So I'm going to keep it on the strength of killing the Innkeeper. War Furnace, thank you. 2-year sub-anniversary, very kind. Very nice. Yeah, let's do this. And they're going to get at least another counter on the Moondancer here. Ooh, maybe not. I guess they might go to the life gain, the mad... No, they went Pandelver, so good. We can at least kill the Innkeeper here. Could even send in the Spawn and take out the Moondancer if they want to give us that. So I'm actually going to send in the Spawn and trade for the Moondancer if they want to offer that, but we're going to hide the Ghoul. Yeah, they're too clever for that, but we gave them a chance to make a bad play. And I'm going to kill the Innkeeper before they even untap. Although I guess I can do it... I can let them untap. I'm going to do this, at least make a 4-3 on their turn. Because we would block the Moondancer with it if they gave us that chance. So I'll at least let them untap, but they won't get another card before we do our thing. Let's see what this Cleric goes and fetches. Another drop. All right, well, we're looking to make our way to this swarming and just try to take over with that. In the meantime, we send the Ghoul, knowing that we'll sack just about anything. In fact, maybe I'll play the Crawler out. Shepherd uses more mana, but this is the more sacrificable creature. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Crawler as sack fodder and send in the Ghoul. And with that, it's just a straight trade, so we don't need to sack anything. Nothing we do would have the Ghoul win combat, so we just accept this trade. And yeah, the swarming waiting in the wings should be enough to just get a long game done, as long as they don't have a naturalize effect for it. We just need to get the land for it. Now, if this causes them to... Yeah, I was hoping they would attack and then maybe give us a chance to make treasure. But we'll take the Shepherd, stay back on D, and hope that we cast a Skeletal Swarming next turn ahead of Zombie Ogre to make it really sing. I don't mind that too much. It's all about the swarming at this point and getting it online and making it work. Interesting offer. Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't I just snap block that? And now we get price without the sacrifice effect. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Is it worth a big swing? Take their Moon Dancer, attack with everything. They probably let the Robber get through, setting up the swarming for next turn. Frustrating. It's not what we need. Yeah, we would end up pumping the Moon Dancer. That's probably a reason enough not to. I wasn't going to anyway, unless it basically got us close to a victory. It doesn't, so we're going to be patient. Hope that our rare bomb gets it done eventually. Well, there goes the spawn. Still ready to make blocks as needed here. Oh man, they get the Innkeeper back? That's rough. Okay, Deadly Dispute is... We now have the combo. We just don't have the mana. Ooh. We could send in everything. They would probably just eat the Robber. But this is rough. At least they're out of creatures to get back with the 3/3 here. Maybe. I don't know. The presence of Loyalty Dispute makes me think we're still in pretty good. Yeah, if they send... Yeah, now we're probably in price the Moon Dancer and cross fingers, especially if they send the Barrow in. We're going to decline, take a couple from this. I didn't like doing it then, though. I think we're in a good spot now to follow up with the play we want. And it is getting insano, though. Gotta admit. Gonna decline. Block here. All right. This has been tough. It's going to get tougher up here. Basilisk, this is good to see, given the presence of a 5/5 that's going to start attacking for reals. But I believe, yeah, we price the Moon Dancer. And if they can smell this out, and I'm gonna take the Moon Dancer. It's a little bit of a desperation play, because if they come up with the block on the robber, I'm super sad. But we're giving them a chance to make the wrong play. All right, that's what I wanted to see. Because now we can at least do this. Yeah, but it gets it back as a 2/2. We can deal with that. You say they don't care about blocking with Innkeeper, but if they knew exactly what we were up to, they might. And then, yeah, let's Hexblade it. Oh, there's a lot we are up against here, but we're doing what we can, which is not much, to be honest. Oppo just had the goods here in game 1. We have to make our way through the losers bracket. And to be honest, we just came up short on mana. If we just hit our land drops and cast Skeletal Swarming on 5, I think we win the game. We just got pretty unlucky. And now with 6 total, what can we get out of this? Again, not much. So we're gonna just play out this, but we're just so dead. We can't beat a unblockable 3/3. Actually, losing to the stupid Thieves' Tools. Pretty weak card in the end in the format, but when it does its thing, it feels super annoying. So I still feel quite good about the deck, despite game 1 not going the way we wanted. Also, splashing the Innkeeper, they got it out on 2. F you, Oppo, for splashing Innkeeper and getting it out on 2. Not happy about that. No justice in Magic. Now I'm going to decline. They can have a creature. But I think we're just dead because we can't stop this or this. No reach. I didn't see the flying until just there. That was awful.
He's dead, sir.
That man's dead back there.
Must be dead. He was worse than dead. His brain is gone.
Frustrating loss when you have the power right there in your hand and just can't find the mana. But we're going to take it out on the losers bracket. Nonetheless, splashing an Innkeeper is not a move I would recommend in general. If they felt the life gain triggers just worked with everything, though, I mean, still, yeah, I don't know. This is weird, because they also were splashing the Moon Dancer then. I don't know. Feels like they had a good black-white dungeoneering deck and then cocked it up with needless and risky splashes. Yeah, it could be just a draft forced him. Yeah, sure was something for a deck splashing the green, huh, Skeeve? That's what tilts me. No justice in Magic. No justice in Magic. Robber Flood is real when you got 3 of them. We don't really want even 2. You know, if I could instead of running 3, run 1, but you guarantee that it's in my opener every time, that's the perfect robber count. But, you know, drawing a robber on turn 7 tends not to be super impactful. And of course, the best answer to the robber play, we have the Underdark that just stonewalls it completely. So sucks. Gonna offer the Ghast here. I don't think they're gonna block, unfortunately. I'm gonna play this out. It's what we've got, but I'm going to offer the Ghast again, and then we're going to play the Skullport Merchant, and then that lets us attack next turn, knowing we can at least sack the Ghast to make the Death Toucher have 0 power. Turn it into an 0-1, and then suddenly our attacks are good. So, let's see what they got here. Yeah, they used to be good. No land. I'm going to go Hexblade, sacking the treasure, looking for just straight up land. Found it. Found it. So now I have a -1/-1 to throw around. We can make a 3/2, but still don't have good attacks, even in the face of a 3/2. So I like Spawn or Shepherd here. We don't really have much of a life gain matters thing going on, but I'll take a Shepherd. Spawn can be a little surprising in terms of its effect on a race late. Yeah, we could. That's definitely a line. I'm setting up to try to find better attacks into the future, especially with the zombie ogre we can play after losing some creatures. Well, it can attack into the sellsword if we're willing to accept effectively a. Well, you know. Yeah, we can do it, because we can turn this into a 3/2, and then this is a 2/3, and they would trade, but we could. And instead, in the loser's bracket, we're like facing a freaking adult gold dragon. All right, it happens. But annoying again. I do think I send everything with 2 power, though, here. And then we have Horde Robber plus Merchant Sacrifice Ghast here, if they come up with any blocks. But they don't really have to. Right now, they can just race with their dragon. That's what I would do. Just take 4 and swing back for 4 lifelink. Like, who cares? Yeah, block both. Do it! Oh, too bad. All right. Yeah, I should have fetched first. That's all right. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm just going for the -1, right? I don't even mind drawing the land either. Yeah, that's fair. But a little extra land, not the worst. But you're right. That would have been better sequencing. I could leave a merchant up, but I'm going to drop a second robber. Well, that's a nice draw, really. I wouldn't mind getting an ogre going, but talisman on robber is fine. And then leaving back a bunch of stuff to block the duke, also fine. And yeah, just gonna make a spawn and try and trade for this thing. Sucks, but we can still trade for the 7-3. And what do we want to do it with? Probably Hexblade and Robber. Leave the spawn back as something that can trade for the Underdark in a 1-for-1 sitch. Yeah, we could do all three. What are we playing around? I mean, a single red. If we do all three at 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I guess all three. They can't get all three, but we do give them the choice. So then they get to leave us with a Hexblade instead of the spawn. I don't think they have a trick. I'm gonna just do this. Well, they're showing a pause. Maybe they do. Feels like, what is that pause? Maybe it's just them ordering blockers. Could be Pit Trap, I guess. Rapier, yeah. Rapier doesn't change the death of the Duke. And our problem remains the Adult Gold Dragon. We're sitting here playing Magic like it matters, but it doesn't if we don't stop a 4-3 flying, hasty lifelinker. Getting 2 life back a turn off Rapier or Reaper's Talisman does help this race a little bit. But at 2 a turn, we're still on a short number of turns before this is not going to get us there. Yeah, so we're going to go with Swarming and see if it's going to be enough on the back of the Talisman. Thank you for the sub. Oh yeah, Juan T unanswered is a win con all by itself. And I could suit up here, but I'm not sure we are gonna. We'll see, because we're making a bunch of skellies here. They're our new plan, but we need to gain life back to not just lose to the dragon. So, and now we can't really gain the, like, Talisman Swarming is a bit of a non-bow since these have to attack. We don't get to attack alone. Nice! That is an answer to the dragon. That's excellent. Well, we're going to start with an attack, though. It does give 1 death touch, that's true. Do we want to... They just don't block that one, though. So, feels like a waste. But we could put it on the vampire spawn, and then less of a waste. And we still can cast the Ranger after that, so I'm in for that. That's cool. Take that trade. Still gets us double skellies. And we get to drop something that technically threatens the gold dragon. One time, Oppo doesn't have anything for our 4-1 reach. Come on! No! You jerk face! Ugh. And of course they two spell. Of course they two frickin' spell. Of course we're gonna get some life back and this isn't over yet. Of course! So does this help on, whenever Crypt attacks alone, defending player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So, that's neutral for us. That doesn't do anything. So I'll just throw this on a, yeah, I would just, well, the question is, was putting this on the dragon and giving it back to Oppo somehow good for us? The answer is no, but I was just checking it. But we are threatening lethal. If this is a land, we got there off of a random price that didn't even get us a sacrifice. One time, Oppo draws land and we have a hilarious win against an adult gold dragon. You just gotta make it enough turns with your swarming in play, right? Our bomb versus their bomb. It's a tight race here. Yeah, not enough. Not enough. They block 1, 3 make it through. How about it? I'll take it.
Bender, honey, we love you.
Shut up, baby, I know it.
I am too smart. I am too smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
I think we were getting skeletons off of blocks they had to make. But not sure. Going first with the Horde Robber. I love it. Looking for Horde Robber on 2 into any number of things on 3. We'll see, depending. Yeah, Shambling Gas is a solid 1, but Horde Robber still attacks through it. Question is, what do they have for 2? Their 2-drop could bring this to a halt. All right, that's good. I'm gonna run out the swamp, send in, see if they want to block. Probably not. But sometimes to give themselves a treasure and to deny us a treasure is worth it for an opponent. Looks like they're saying, yep, we're going to do it this way. So then, now it's Fangblade or Merchant. If I go Fangblade, next turn we potentially have 5 mana up after we Merchant and make a treasure. So we get, or 6 even, right? 4 lands, Merchant Treasure, and Robber Treasure. I'm going to go with the Fangblade and have 2 really tough to block creatures next turn. I also don't mind the Scry going down the center mine. There we go. Interesting. They get a block on the Robber, but we're going to connect with the Fangblade, and we're going to make them block with the Robber. We do have a Manticore in the deck. And they might just decide to not block. Yeah, I'm blocking the Robber there usually, but there's ways to punish an opponent for that block. Ranger, good enough to keep here. We've got the mana we need, so we just want action like that, and double spell action seems just fine. We can even go Merchant, Hexblade, and draw the Ranger here. I think that's worth it, since it's a card draw and an active creature for the follow-up turn. A lot of mana for Oppo this turn. Let's see what they do with it. Big turn for Oppo. Yeah, I could have held up a sack. I like going shields down, though. If they want to spend their turn killing the Merchant before we can get more value out of it, that's probably good for us as well. Hello. Hello. Now I want treasure, of course. And Fangblade can give it to us if we go to the right path. So let's send Fangblade and accept either a trade or get ourselves a treasure for the price next turn. And we can still drop a swamp and just double, well, not double spell, single spell, double creature, and have good defenses against the old Drider. Hey, Magic Star, thanks for this sub. Appreciate it. 15 months, very nice. Yeah, I think taking the old dry... Ooh, we got the Manticore that I was talking about. Does this leave us with... What does this leave us with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't, like, do it all, but we still have a nice turn here. Not sending the Ranger in to trade off with the stupid 1/1 Gobbo, but we have a lot of other choices. Starting with Drider, though. And now they're probably going to chump with their own Goblin here. Maybe that's a reason to send the Ranger. Like, if they want to trade 1/1 for Ranger, that means the Drider gets through. Our sack outlet is just right on board. And I do want to do it over the Manticore. So definitely sending this, Death Toucher, and... Yeah, I'm in for sending the Ranger here. I think it's fine. We could even offer up some, like, a wolf. If, like, is there anything we want to offer the goblins to eat? Not since they have a bounce block here, I suppose. Yeah, Robber, and if I send the Robber, I'm sending the Wolf. We could just send, heck, we could send everything but the Merchant, which I kind of like. Because we can sack twice, so we'll sack this thing and whatever they block with the 4/3. So yeah, let's do it all. It's the ability to sack twice that makes me want to do this play. Oppo thinking it through. We're just hoping this does enough punishment to make any block they come up with not good enough. That I like a lot. Oh, no, go back to that one. Yeah. I'm in for that. Merchant away the wolf. That's going to get et. And then merchant away the Drider before it goes back. Yeah, we could make that thing small, but seems like we just want to drain here. Deck of many things, great card. Now we're trying to just beat this before it gets oppressively value town on us. Wow, critical fail. Oh man. I was talking to open the show about the lack of critical fail die roll cards, and then we get the one critical fail in the set in our favor. So thank you, Magic Gods. Appreciate that. Now we're just going to send everything except for the merchant. I still don't want to trade the merchant off for the goblins. But we will Manticore, upgrade anything they block here. Don't even need to. Fangblade's just going to trade, so we'll play the Shepherd. And really, I'm just going to... Well, I can run this out at instant speed, but we're going to go ahead and run that out if we want to just present lethal. I mean, we're presenting lethal right now. No, we're not yet. So, yeah. Want to present lethal. Let's see what they come up with here. Shambling Ghast maybe keeps them from losing, but it's not a great option. Let's see. If we play the Manticore... Okay, they didn't even need to see it. They decided they're dead without even seeing the Manticore. Yeah, sorry, Oppo. That is a bummer of a roll for your deck of many things. Well, hopefully Oppo recognizes they were up against it even without that critical fail roll. Like, my wrist hurts. Oh, because you moved away your mouse pad with the wrist support, Ryan. Maybe try that. Double price without the splash is a little rough to see, but with Deadly Dispute, we're going to keep it and hope to find ourselves some treasure or a source here to make this happen. And we do have, look, a Hexblade into Shepherd as turn 2 and turn 3 play that don't require the treasure making. Scary over here. Turn 2 Painter can mean a lot of things by turn 3 here. Brace yourselves. It's the one place I love that dragon, the 4-drop red 4/3 dragon. That's pretty sweet too, though. All right, Shepherd. I'm gonna play the Underdark since it can trade for the white. Means they're gonna get a 2/2 out of it, but I don't know what else to do. I can find it. Let's see.
Whoa!
I'm blocking everything. We need some land here. But even if we don't get it, we at least have a shepherd that threatens to stonewall. Oh man, we found our mountain. That's super interesting. But Chaos Channeler, unfortunately, is going to get in. We just don't have anything to stop it. We just need a... well, we don't even. Next turn, we're going to steal the Chaos... Even if we don't draw a land, we're going to steal the Chaos Channel off of Mountain, Forest, and hope we find a land to pair with the swamp and dispute it. So, brace yourselves. They get a Channeler. Okay, they only get one card. That's nice. And they can't cast it, so that's nice too. Dodged. Oppo getting value off of Channeler, and now we have a very good shot at reversing that value. Huh, now we don't need to... we're going to get it no matter what, but we're still going to price the Channeler and go after the Planeswalker. Not really fair here, but we're going to do what we can. Fair blocks here. I like taking out the painter over the 2/2, so we're going to do that. All right. Actually, that's good given our price. Hopefully this now lets us just don't do anything. All right, good. So we don't get to kill it, sack and kill it, but we can turn price into destroy target Planeswalker, which is plenty good for our purposes. I let auto tap get me though. I just kind of played my spell. Shoot. Oh, you'd think at this point in my arena career I'd stop letting auto tapper get me, but here we are. Maybe it'll be for the best. We'll drop the robber, and if it can connect for a treasure, we can draw off the Hexblade. Yeah, we had to use treasure, but I didn't need to use 2 swamps. It's a red card. I could have gone mountain, forest, treasure, and had 2 swamps left. A lot of pausing here. What's this about? They got something to take out their own captain? I mean, if you can, do it, Oppo. Save your Planeswalker. Ah, they're trying to see if they can find something, but nothing is going to get it done there. But they do get our 5-drop, which kind of sucks. And if they send Captain in, do we block? We might have to, despite the zombie ogre. Ah, they're not even making us choose. Oh, I'm fine with that. 6 mana here. Can't 2-spell. I mean, we can 2-spell, but to no real effect. So I'm just going to 2 creature instead of 2-spell. Feel lucky to be in this with how it started. Kalane into white Chaos Channeler that got to attack and a Planeswalker, so could be a lot worse. This is nerve-wracking. They didn't send in the 2/2, though. We're going to have to try to take out this zombie ogre. Let's see, if I put all 3 on... this is only a 1-for-1. If I add the 3rd creature, it becomes a 2-for-1. Do we risk it? Do we offer the 2-for-1 to ensure that the 3/5 dies? I'm going to say no. If they've got something here and this blows us out, we were never going to win this game anyway. We're at 10 life. If they've got tricks, they're going to use tricks to some sort of positive value by the end of this thing. So I'm going to make them have it and not risk 2 creatures. If they have it again, it means we weren't going to win anyway. We were running out of chances in that world. All right, and could send in the robber, but they have a bounce block, no problem. I could send in both, but we need defense. I'm just going to play my 2 creatures then. Hey, Skull. Doing some Forgotten Realms. Deck feels pretty good, but we're struggling to break even here. Although, you know, game 4s, we're either going to be 3-1 or 2-2. It always feels so different. We do have card draw. I'm going to... But I think it is based on... Oh, we still have the Skull dude in there. Yeah. Oh, no, it's exiled, right? Yeah, Skullport Merchant is what I was thinking of. So I'm just going to sandbag it. Former Magic commentator and Magic luminary Brian David Marshall, Skull, once did a show, made an appearance on Limited Resources in which he brought up his theory of, laid out his theory of Prince versus Pauper formats. And it really boils down to whether a set seems predominantly about high synergy at low rarities. So like, can your deck function as a high synergy deck with no rares in it at all? Or is it a format that is more defined by seemingly unbeatable bombs at rare and mythic that just show up and dominate games? And I believe you can have both formats. Like this format, you don't need a rare. The synergies are there. You can do it based on synergy. But predominantly, this is a Prince format in that when the bombs show up around here, they tend to be game-ending, game-twisting, and hard to recover from. And generally, your spikier, higher-level players tend to like Pauper formats because then it's about understanding synergies, and you don't need to just get lucky in a draft in order to have your best deck. But Prince formats, some level of Princeness is necessary in every format. It's part of Magic's secret sauce. Speaking of, here you go. I mean, this is perfect examples. It's so perfect I'm not even tilted. Like, look at what we faced this game. Chaos Channeler, turn 3 Chaos Channeler. Oh no, maybe it was white. It was only a turn 4 Chaos Channeler, but then a Planeswalker and a Meteor Swarm. And we're going to lose because Meteor Swarm's good. Meteor Swarm's busted. So I'm blocking here. We either trade for the ghoul or prevent a lot of damage. But it's not even over yet. Just mostly. Oh, Feign Death, come on. You know I love you, but that was not the time to show. But yes, talk about an active demonstration of the princeliness of this format. Our deck is fine. Our deck is good. Our deck has good cards in it doing good things, but they can't beat those suite of bombs. We're just losing to those. So here we are on the verge of getting knocked out of this with a very good deck. Chat was voting it as a 3 or a 4 win affair if we played it out a million times. Tego, it tends to be worth buying the Mastery Pass if you're sure you're going to complete it. The value is there, barely, but it's there. So it's really like free cosmetics and free cards and a tiny bit of gem gold value, assuming you 100%. Does that count the token hat? Because I feel like the math I've heard is that if, once you count the draft token, it's legit positive. So we're heavy black. We got our 2 splash colors. We're on the play. Is this keepable? How greedy are we? Boy, turn a mountain into a swamp here, and we just love this hand. But it's too greedy to keep. If we don't find a swamp in the first 2 draws, we are not doing anything. And that's unacceptable to put our entire event on a swamp being the top 2 cards. So this is better. We're going to keep and we're going to ship the price and get a swamp here and just try to death touch 1T into Zombie Ogre eventually. Shuffle that price back in. I generally like getting a treasure so we can draw off of this. But this attacks for more damage. That's an interesting call for me, since we have an alternative play and could hold out for treasure. I'm going to hold out for treasure. Be a little bit greedy here. It's only a couple damage in terms of when we expect the Hexblade to land anyway. Shambling Ghast is tough cast, being stuck on black, so we're just going to play the blade here. Hexblade's probably set up to just trade off for our Fangblade. But let's see what Oppo's got on 3. Another red-black deck, what do you know? Could be Precipitous Drop or the Deal 2. Looks like it was neither. Really getting a lot of our forests. Not exactly what we want to see. I want the Fangblade to connect enough that I'm willing to offer the Death Toucher as well. I think they just trade off for Fangblade. And to that end, I mean, I guess with Zombie Ogre, maybe we wait and maybe we get lucky enough to find a swamp and we can play this on 5 and then Fangblade at least ventures. I think I'm going to do that. We could even Ghast instead of Hexblade, still looking for possible treasures. I'm going to do that. If we drew our 2-mana sack a treasure or a creature and draw 2, then we have good attacks because we can surprise them with a Ghast -1/-1. Channeler. All right, so we're definitely playing the Ogre, and it blocks the Channeler very well. We're going to now offer the Fangblade, and they're going to trade the Hexblade for it, but it will get the Ogre going, and that's fine. Could also send this. Yeah, this is fine. It was always going to trade. I just wanted to get this Ogre value out of it. Dungeon Crawler, not good enough at this board state. I don't want to draw lands, but Dungeon Crawler is weak enough as a turn 6 play that I'm just going to bottom it. We have two things that block the Channeler well, so they've got a lot of work to do to make that have long-term good attacks. They maybe can send it once to get one thing out of it, but I am snapping the Ogre on it if they do that. Maybe just we'll see. We get to see what they flip, so sometimes Oppo can get that flip in. All right. I've been losing to a lot of fireballs lately in a way that's like, are you serious? Card is playable, but it's just, what I'm saying is it's been wrecking me. It's just been wrecking me. Ghoul, Sacked, Gassed, Hexblade. Draw a card. I want this back on defense. And I kept it back here specifically for exactly what happened, to give us two creatures that block the Channeler well, so even if they had removal, they still didn't have a Channeler attack. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to upgrade this to a different card by making a treasure and casting this with treasure. Feign Death now is a pretty solid draw here. Do I think decks are more treasure or dungeon based? I see more treasure happening than venturing on a strict treasure count versus venture count. But heck, venturing can produce treasure, so that's... I mean, I just think treasure is the more ever-present mechanic in the format. And probably the same for constructed. We see treasure being used effectively in constructed, but venturing is not really a tier 1 deck or anything. Yeah, clue tokens were really great mechanic that I always felt like, oh, it's too bad that they're not, that's not a more evergreen mechanic, because it feels great. Does a lot of stuff. Produces sacrificing, it produces tokens, it produces artifacts, it produces card draw, but not broken card draw. Anyway, I love, love, love the clue mechanic. So, let's see what they get. 20. That, I guess if you're gonna get a 20 after you've already tapped out is a pretty good time to do it. So how do we want to kill this thing? We gotta kill it, and probably means Hexblade, Death Toucher, Feign Death, the Death Toucher to have another blocker for the Beholder. Oh, we need some help here. I mean, we're down 3 cards to Oppo. Even if we trade our Death Toucher for their 6/5, our Ghoul versus their 3 cards doesn't look good for us, so we really need action, he says. Drawing land. I'm playing it, though. That's cool, Skull. I was careful to say just that I don't think there's no venture deck that I am aware of that's tier 1, you know, that the pros would say you should bring this to your next tournament. But one of the things that makes Magic work as a hobby for us all is that tier 2 decks are still totally fun to play and can still totally win enough that you don't feel like a complete dummy for even trotting them out there, right? Hey, Yamakuri, do I recommend Tinker's Cube? It's not my favorite form of the cube, but it's interesting. We have kind of found that aggressive decks are good in it, and combo-y, look at the broken thing I'm doing, decks are good in it. I had a rough time trying to just play an abstract control deck where I was trying to answer threats and draw extra cards. That just didn't work at all, because I just... I mean... Prince format indeed, right, gang? I could be all tilty, but this is just an LOL at this point. Well, 2 cards is what we needed. Let's see what we can do with it here. I don't know. We've thought that sometimes this could be the same opponent, but I don't know. Name doesn't ring a bell, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. Well, here we are again. All right. Sometimes Magic kicks your butt when you didn't really do anything wrong. Deck was good. Draft was weird. Could have even had a better deck if we found the better lane in time. If I'd identified the wide openness of green, the deck would have been even better. And it had some bottom end that's like, what are these shepherds doing here besides being 2/3s that gain a little bit of light? Right there, it wasn't the best deck, but it certainly felt better than 2 wins. But Magic's gonna magic you sometimes, and it sure did to us today. All right. Boo. Hate that 250. One more win, you jump up to 1,000. Feels much better. Oh yeah, we had a Ranger class. Remember that? Speaking of bombs, right? We just never saw it. Not once. Not once. Not even a reminder that it existed. Anyway, yeah, bummer. Those can be frustrating, but it's what we sign up for. Probably be scaring the dog if I weren't on stream to go 2 wins with that deck. But we repeat our mantra. If only getting 2 wins with that deck is the worst thing that happens to me today, what a lucky guy I am, right? I sure feel that way. Thanks, YouTube friends. We'll catch you in the next draft.